Queen Zumi sought out the counsel of the only ally she believed could aid her in her quest for dominance. Azua, in all you do, never get lost in the past. And with those words of caution, Azua vanished into thin air. As the cries of the newborn baby pierced the silence of the forest, a lone giant prowling the forest was momentarily startled. His massive form paused in confusion, head tilting as he strained to locate the source of the sound amidst the dense foliage. With a furrowed brow, he scanned the forest, his senses heightened by the unfamiliar sound that echoed through the wilderness. With a rumble that shook the very earth, he let out a thunderous growl which reverberated through the forest, alerting his kin of the presence of intruders. In an instant, the forest came alive with the thundering footsteps of the giant as they mobilized to investigate the disturbance, their massive frames crashing through the underbrush like titans unleashed. Meanwhile, the female warriors of Akanime, caught off guard by the unexpected turn of events, and in a frantic bid for survival, they fled for their lives, their hearts pounding with fear as they darted through the dense foliage. But their efforts were in vain, for the giants were relentless in their pursuit, their towering forms casting a menacing shadow over the hapless warriors. With a swift and merciless efficiency, the giants descended upon them, their massive hands snatching up the warriors and throwing them into sacks as easily as a child plucking flowers from the garden. Amidst the chaos and confusion, only a handful of warriors managed to evade capture. Zira, the lead warrior, and 5 others, their survival instincts guiding them through the tangled undergrowth. As the cries of the newborn persisted, echoing through the forest like a haunting melody, the giants found themselves baffled by the source of the sound. With each passing moment, their frustration grew, their colossal forms towering over the landscape as they searched in vain for the elusive intruder. But amidst the chaos and confusion, the leader of the giants, a formidable figure with eyes like smoldering embers, paused to listen with more careful attention. And as the plaintive wails of the infant reached his ears, he felt a curious stirring deep within his chest, a spark of curiosity that urged him to investigate further. With cautious steps, the giant approached the mouth of the cave, his massive frame casting a shadow over the trembling figure of Zizi, who cowered in fear at his looming presence. He honed in the source of the sound, his massive form bending low to peer into the darkness of the cave. There, huddled in the shadows with hands trembling in fear, sat Zizi, her eyes wide with terror as she found herself face to face with the towering behemoth before her. Before she could utter a word, the giant's massive hand closed around her leg, dragging her out of the cave and casting her into the sack with the other captured warriors. But even as Zizi's cries joined the chorus of despair echoing through the forest, the baby's plaintive wails continued unabated, drawing the giant's attention once more. With a mixture of confusion and intrigue, he leaned closer, his eyes narrowing in scrutiny until he beheld the tiny human nestled amidst the darkness of the cave. In a moment of disbelief, the giant reached down with trembling hands to scoop up the infant, cradling it gently in his massive palms as if afraid to tamper with its delicate body. And as he held the child and loved for his companions to see, a chorus of gasps and murmurs rose up from the gathered giants, their eyes wide with wonder and disbelief, for in all their long years on earth, they had never beheld such a sight. A human child, so small and fragile, yet possessed a beauty that transcended the bounds of their understanding. You may want to ask, if the giants have never seen a baby, how then did they come into existence? Stay tuned to see how the story unfolds, not forgetting to subscribe, like, and share. As Zira and the other 5 warriors stormed into the palace, their faces etched with defeat, Queen Zumi became furious as she sensed the futility in their mission. With a venomous glare, she dismissed them, her mind consumed by thoughts of the threats that loomed. With a sense of foreboding weighing heavy upon her, she retreated to the sanctum of her chamber, where her twisted mirror awaited, its dark surface shimmering with sinister energy. As Queen Zumi stood before her mirror, her fury burning like a wildfire in her veins, she uttered the incantation that would reveal the truth she sought. "Mirror, mirror, show me if any mortal is trying to take over my supremacy," she commanded, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. And as the mirror shimmered and shifted, Queen Zumi's eyes widened in shock and disbelief at the sight that greeted her. A baby boy cradled in the palm of a giant, a sight that filled her with a rage unlike anything she had ever known. With a scream that shook the very foundations of the kingdom, Queen Zumi unleashed her fury upon the unsuspecting palace, her wrath echoing through the halls like the wail of a banshee. For in the face of this new threat to her reign, she knew that she could not afford to show weakness or hesitation, not if she wished to maintain her iron grip on power. In a desperate bid to eliminate the threat to her kingdom, Queen Zumi sought out the counsel of the only ally she believed could aid her in her quest for dominance, Azua, a sorceress of dark and ancient powers, whose knowledge of the arcane arts surpassed even her own. As she stood before the sorceress, her eyes ablaze with a hunger for power, she demanded answers that would allow her to vanquish her enemies and secure her grip on the kingdom. With a voice like silk and steel, Azua spoke of a solution that bordered on the unthinkable, a journey to the past, to the very origins of the giants themselves, one that sent shivers down Queen Zumi's spine. "To eliminate the threat to your kingdom," Azua intoned, her voice laced with an eerie sense of certainty, "you must go back in time to find the woman who birthed the first giant and erase her existence from the annals of history. By wiping out the existence of this woman, you will undo the very fabric of time itself, ensuring that all giants become small and powerless before your might. Only then will you be able to get rid of that infant child." At first, Queen Zumi recoiled at the notion of such a heinous act, the weight of its implications pressing down upon her. But as Azua spoke of the dangers that awaited her kingdom should she fail to act, the queen's resolve hardened like steel, her determination to protect her reign outweighing any moral qualms that threatened to sway her away from her course. And so, with a flicker of hesitation in her eyes, Queen Zumi made the fateful decision to embark on a journey through time, to undo the events that had led to the birth of the giants and reshape the course of history itself. For she knew that only by altering the past could she hope to secure the future of her kingdom and preserve her reign of terror for generations to come. What people do for power. Sit tight as the story is about to take a different turn, not forgetting to subscribe, like, and share. As Queen Zumi and Azua ventured deeper into the ominous forest, their footsteps echoing like whispers in the shadows, they stumbled upon a wide clearing bathed in an ethereal glow. In this spot, amidst the tangled roots and ancient trees that veil between the past and the present shimmered like a mirage in the fading light. Azua, the sorceress, blew some powder into the air, whispering incantations and summoning forth the magic that would reveal the secret portal, the gateway to a realm untouched by the passage of time. And as the white dust danced in the air, the clearing transformed before their eyes, revealing an eerie cycle of swirling energy that pulsed with the power both ancient and primal. Fear gripped Queen Zumi's heart as she beheld the ominous sight before her, the weight of her doubts and insecurities pressing down upon her. For in that moment, the enormity of her quest lay heavy upon her shoulders, threatening to crush her beneath its weight. But even as the darkness threatened to consume her, the hunger for power burned within Queen Zumi like a raging inferno, driving her forward with a determination born of desperation and ambition. With a solemn expression, Azua pressed a necklace into the queen's trembling hand, its surface adorned with intricate runes and symbols of power. "Here lies the entrance to the past," Azua intoned, her voice a whisper in the wind. "When you have achieved your mission, make the incantations upon this necklace, and I will receive the signal and grant you access back into the present. Heed my warning, Queen Zumi, for the past is a treacherous realm, filled with dangers and temptations that can ensnare even the strongest of souls. In all you do, never get lost in the past, for to do so will be to risk losing yourself forever." And with those words of caution lingering in the air, Azua vanished into thin air, leaving Queen Zumi alone in the swirling maelstrom of time. For what seemed like an eternity, the queen stood at the precipice of the past, her heart torn between the allure of power and the fear of the unknown. But as the echoes of Azua's warning faded into the air, Queen Zumi steeled herself for the journey ahead, her resolve as unyielding as the mountains themselves. With a final trembling breath, she closed her eyes and stepped forth into the swirling abyss, her fate now sealed within the currents of time. And as she vanished into the depths of the past, the forests fell silent. In the land of the giants, where the captured women toiled as slaves and were eventually eaten as sustenance for their captors, Zizi found a grim sort of solace in the knowledge that her baby was safe in the care of a nanny. Though her fate was sealed, she took comfort in the fleeting moments she stole away to nurse her child, a bittersweet reminder of the love she held in her heart. Day by day, Zizi watched as her son grew, his laughter ringing out amidst the shadows of the giant's domain. And though she knew that her time was limited, she cherished every precious moment she shared with him, determined to instill within him a spirit of resilience and strength. But even as Zizi embraced her role as a mother, the specter of her impending doom loomed ever closer, a constant reminder of the fragility of life in a world ruled by brutality and hunger. Zizi was eventually eaten by the giants, yet her spirit lived on in the heart of her son, who she named Ahiza, meaning new strength. Meanwhile, back in Akanime, the absence of Queen Zumi cast a shadow of uncertainty over the kingdom as Azua's magic held the kingdom in a tenuous grip. Though 2 years had passed since the queen embarked upon her quest, the people of Akanime could not shake off the nagging sense of unease that gnawed at their souls. Rumors swirled through the streets like whispers in the wind, each one more fantastical than the last. Some said they sighted the queen in a distant land. Others heard whispers of a plot to overthrow her rule. And the rest murmured of her demise at the hands of dark forces beyond their comprehension. But amidst the chaos and confusion, one question still remained unanswered. Was Queen Zumi still alive? If you enjoyed this video and would like to know how the story unfolds, make sure to check out this one here. I promise you won't be disappointed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Till we meet again in my next video, remain blessed.